Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Rohde, a psychologist who specializes in drug and alcohol use in teens. Today's topic is home drug testing. Drug testing provides many young people with a powerful excuse not to do drugs. If invited to do drugs, the teen can honestly say, "I can't. My parents drug test me." If a young person is known to be tested with a valid testing technology covering a wide variety of drugs, this strategy can work very nicely. Now, once a drug problem has been discovered, parents often use home drug testing to ensure that their son or daughter has returned to being sober. The sad reality, however, is that many young people know far more about evading drug detection than parents know about ensuring that the testing is accurate. The three main ways that drug users avoid detection are dilution, contamination, and substitution of the urine specimen. Let me explain what I mean. When someone uses dilution as an evasive strategy, they can either drink large quantities of fluid prior to taking the test, or they simply pour water into the specimen container that already has a small amount of urine. It doesn't take much to dilute the specimen to the point where the amount of drug metabolite drops below the detection threshold of the test. When that happens, the test is reported out as clean. Now, a closely monitored collection of the urine sample can minimize the likelihood that a teen might pour water into the specimen container. It isn't quite as easy to monitor the amount of fluid that someone might drink prior to a test. Contamination refers to adding something to one's body or to the urine itself to confound the test's ability to detect the presence of drug metabolites. Now, a metabolite is what's left over of the drug after the body has digested or metabolized the drugs. There are many commercially available products and other readily available substances that kids drink to fake out the test. Now, some of these efforts include drinking something like a quart or more of vinegar or cranberry juice. Quite a number of people have become ill after drinking bleach, thinking that it will help them pass a drug test. I would find some of these efforts humorous if they weren't just plain dangerous. Sometimes a chemical is added directly to the urine, altering the test's ability to find drugs or drug metabolites. Substitution happens when different urine is swapped with a legitimate specimen and then provided for testing. It is common for a teen to obtain the clean urine of a younger sibling or a friend. Sometimes fake urine is purchased or clean urine is bought on the internet. I recently came across a story about a couple in Texas whose sole income was derived from the sale of their urine at $25 for a 3-ounce sample. Yeah, this really happens. And unfortunately, swapping samples happens far too frequently. A closely monitored urine specimen collection can mitigate against the chances of a substituted specimen, but it's invasive and uncomfortable for both the teen and the parent. Nobody wants to be watched as they urinate. In addition to dilution, contamination, and substitution of the specimen, many teens simply switch to using a drug that a home drug test won't test for. Given that there are dozens of drugs of abuse, and most home drug tests only test for about 15 drugs, that's an easy way to avoid being caught. My recommendation: use a testing technology that tests for the greatest number of drugs possible. Be certain that the specimen you're testing actually came from your teen, and be sure the test assesses for any adulterants that might have been added to the specimen that could compromise the integrity of the test. The most useful tests will measure urinary concentration using either specific gravity or a random urine creatinine level. A test that measures for the amount of the detected drug will allow you to compare the results from week to week and determine if there's been any drug use between the two tests. One last point. Some parents believe that they can address a drug problem with testing and punishment. It just doesn't work. Please seek the services of a therapist with a strong background in addictions treatment. Take care. Thanks for listening.